Speaking of the country having some opinions that depress you, this is the poll I was talking about. It is done by Public Policy Polling. It appears to be a legitimate survey. They asked Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, do you think Barack Obama won the 2008 election? Now, that seems to be a strange question to ask. We know he won the election. What does that mean, right? Well, apparently, some on the Republican side believe that he committed fraud to win the election. Now, look, in 2000, there was the famous case of, the hanging chads, et cetera, in Florida, and which way did it go? Now, we found out after the election, 6 major newspapers together did a study and found out that Gore had actually won the count by every single count, except the one Gore asked for. I mean, fair is fair. Gore said only recount Miami, the Dade County, Broward County, and Palm County, and he would have lost by that. But if you recounted all of Florida, he would have won. So now, if Democrats say, oh no, Bush stole the election, you might not agree, but you see where it's coming from, right? You see that, hey, there was 5 conservatives on the Supreme Court, they voted 5-4. I mean, you see where the controversy comes from, right? Now, in 2004, some on the left believed that Bush stole the election from Kerry based on the voting machines, and they showed how you hack into the machines and how you can change votes, and they showed what percentage of the votes you can change. And then there were other people who said, look, if you keep disenfranchised voters, and there was a voter purge in Ohio, and they showed the numbers, the number of Democrats that were left off, et cetera. Now, you could have a big debate about that, and I never went that far in saying that John Kerry actually won the election. We had a lot of guests on, and in the end, they did not convince me. Now, you want to get on me for that, you get on me for that. But I just didn't think there was enough evidence, okay? So, now, but you see where they're coming from. Okay, now, in 2008, was there a voting machine controversy that I missed? Was there a voter disenfranchising? But the Republicans that were in charge, why would they disenfranchise Republican voters? That doesn't make any sense. Was there some Chad issue or a contest? I mean, what did I miss it, right? No. It turns out Acorn stole the election for Obama. Now, what's the evidence for this? Well, they said, oh, remember in Vegas they had those fake people who were signed up through Acorn, like Mickey Mouse and Tony Romo and all those people that didn't live in Vegas and don't exist? Yeah, but that was caught before the election by Acorn, and those people were turned into the authorities, and there was no evidence of anyone actually voting as Mickey Mouse during the election. None that I saw, okay? And we were pretty much on top of it. If you got evidence, send it over our way. But Acorn, they did that thing with the prostitute. Yeah, wait a minute, that was how many? It was nearly a year after the election. Had nothing to do with anything about the election. But Acorn. So now I tell you all this as a prelude to giving you the number, because the number's going to blow you away. According to the Public Policy Polling, 52% of national Republicans believe that Obama, and specifically Acorn, stole the election for Obama, that Obama was not the real winner of the election, and Acorn stole it. 52% of Republicans. Only 27% think he won legitimately. That is a shocking number. Only 27% of the Republicans in the country believe that Obama won the election legitimately. And a majority think Acorn stole it for him. As Talking Points memo Eric Kleefeld points out, given the margin of victory of Obama over McCain, Acorn would have had to have stolen 9.5 million votes. The majority of Republicans believe that 9.5 million votes were stolen, and there was not one story about any voter fraud? No, but that's what I'm talking about. They are not living in this reality-based world. They're living in their own world. And the conservative hosts, they feed it Acorn, and Beck draws it up on his board, and he says Acorn, and now Acorn, like, you don't have to prove anything anymore with Acorn. You don't have to give any evidence. You just drop the name Acorn on the table and you go, well, obviously they're hucksters and fraudsters, and they obviously stole the election. But so that is an unreal number to me, and that to me is a very scary number, because we have one of the major political parties in this country with a majority of the people that follow them that are absolutely delusional, right? But when you look at the overall numbers, everybody combined, 62% of Americans think Obama legitimately won the election. That number should be, I don't know, say 2% crackpots. That number should be 98%. Only 62% of the country believe Obama won the election legitimately. This is what I'm talking about. They poison the media with their lies. And then those lies get spread and spread and spread until a certain percentage of the population believes them to be fact. One last number. 26% of all Americans think Acorn stole the election for Obama. Over a quarter of the country, and that's a giant number, believe this thing that is even close to true, remotely true. Now, how did they get there? How do they believe this stuff? Because the conservative media puts it out there, and the mainstream media is too scared to tell people the truth. They go, well, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and in the end, people are confused. They go, I don't know, some say Obama stole the election, some say he didn't, some say Acorn controls everything in the universe, and others say they don't. So then all of a sudden, 52% of Republicans, 26% of the whole country believes the election was illegitimate and stolen by Acorn. It is a great failure of the media, of the press, of journalists to allow these kind of falsehoods to get so embedded in the American culture and the American psyche. Like the Iraq polls, where Americans were deluded and tricked into believing that Saddam Hussein was involved in 9/11, this is a great failure of the American media.
Can't get enough of the Young Turks? Well, then subscribe to the TYT's YouTube channel. What's the matter with you?